Welcome to episode 225 of the Thunder Underground podcast. Trent and Jason here, and this week we've got a couple firsts. First thing first is this is the first time we've ever had someone do an intro with us. Is that correct?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
We've got Jason Carroll here, sitting here right with us.
Hola, amigos.
There you go. Right. We've threatened it for a long time. We've talked about it forever. We finally got Jason Carroll on the show.
So here we are. Another first is this is the first time that we did an interview with a special guest host.
That's right.
Whereas Jason was joined by Justin, JP of Egotastic Fun Time, to interview Night Demon, who is our guest this week. I was out of town, so Justin gladly stepped in to do this interview, so we're very thankful for that.
That's right. It worked well. It melded together. Me and Justin are related.
So you
We're
knew
cousins.
that it would meld?
Yes.
Yeah.
DNA is intertwined and helixed, all that shit. So it made for an interesting interview.
And plus, he's known Night Demon for about 25 years.
Yes, he went to school with him.
Well before they were existed.
Grew up with him in
baby
Oxnard.
demons.
Yeah, little baby demons.
Yeah, they weren't Night Demons. They were like the brunch demons at that point.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was like midday demons.
Yeah, so it was very loose, very cool. I think you guys will enjoy this.
Yes. So we're going to get into that in a bit. Before we do, as always, we got to let you know we're sponsored by MedFarm, which is a dispensary located right here in Broken Arrow, not far from where we're recording this right now.
That's right.
They're at 24683 East Highway 51. Get over there, check them out. They've got a huge selection. If you go in there and tell them that we sent you, just mention Thunder Underground, they'll give you 10% off your entire purchase. They're also always running deals on their Facebook, so follow them. That's Med, PHARM. Their Instagram is MedFarmOK. Their website is medfarmok.com. And another great thing is 30% of their proceeds all the time go to help building no-kill animal shelters. And speaking of animal shelters, Jason just adopted a dog himself.
I sure did.
There you go.
And
you might hear more about this dog in the future.
And we named her Izzy after Izzy Stradlin of Guns
course.
N' Roses.
The unsung hero of the greatest album of all time.
Exactly.
I stated that. Yeah, I hear your groan. But
Jason Carroll has a different opinion, but let's hear it.
What's the greatest album of all time?
Master of Puppets.
Okay.
Shit.
That's the greatest metal album of all time. I just said the greatest album of all time. I took it to the next level.
There might be some fisticuffs before this episode's over.
Fisticuffs. But yeah, check out MedFarm. They've got an amazing selection. They're amazing people, and we're super happy to have them on board. We are also sponsored by DEB Concerts. DEB Concerts keeps bringing amazing shows to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to the Ideal Ballroom, including coming up. They recently announced, even before this last podcast we did, which was pre-recorded, so we didn't get to talk about it. But recently at the Lynch Mob show, they announced that LA Guns is coming back. They're coming on September 13th to the Ideal Ballroom, and Grind is opening that up. And then we've also got Last in Line, was recently announced. October 19th, and they are going to be opened up by Fist of Rage.
Fuck yes.
That's like a fuck. Look at that Grind and Fist of Rage. It's the
like
power.
A fuck. That's
it's the power couple. The power couple of Tulsa.
I know. I'm telling you.
Paulette and CJ.
Yeah.
Are opening both these shows up.
Yeah, they're like the J-Lo and A-Rod.
J-Lo and no, they're like the Jay-Z and Beyonce of fucking rock music in Tulsa.
That too. They're like the Benifer.
Moist.
Benifer, yeah.
What's the name that we could
Paulette, CJ. You can't mix that.
Yeah, you can't. That'd be weird.
It's like there's no way to mix their names.
Yeah.
Their last names are Haas and McKellen. Yeah,
what's the CJ stand for? We got to find that out.
Chris Jericho?
We thought we knew them well.
It's Chris Jericho, isn't it?
Well, that would be okay. I think so.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Do not miss either one of those shows unless you're
maybe
like me.
maybe in that case it would be like Chris Lett,
Right.
They're going to hate us after this.
Yeah, don't miss those shows unless you're like me. I really want to see that Last in Line show more than anything, but I've already paid $300 to go see another concert.
Hey, I will be there.
In Dallas. Yeah.
Houston.
I will be there.
Oh, Houston, sorry.
Houston, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, it sucks to miss Last in Line. Thankfully, you've seen them because they were in
Yes.
Oklahoma in
Outstanding.
2017, right? Or was it last year? 18 or 17?
Dude, farther back, yeah. Vivian Campbell, people, you got to go see it.
Yeah. You've got a member of not only Def Leppard, but a member of Dio right there in Dio's heyday. And you've got Andrew Freeman, which is one of rock music's currently greatest singers, in my opinion.
That guy could sing the Bible and make it sound believable.
That's right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
He's always got to throw something in, just like
yeah. Well,
Every goddamn time. I don't give a fuck.
hashtag truth. Andrew Freeman, preacher, choir director. Yeah.
Is he?
Welcome to the podcast, Jason Carroll.
But yeah, to bring it all back around, DEB Concerts, thank you for sponsoring us. We love you. And then now stepping forward, we might as well just jump into that. Andrew Freeman was recently on the road singing for Lynch Mob, and you got to catch the show, which I was out of town for. You weren't able to make it.
Mm-mm.
But Jason Carroll here did.
Outstanding. Yeah, front row with that. Loved it. Yeah, he's amazing. You must see this guy sing.
So, I mean, just singing the Lynch Mob songs, it's like total.
Oh, it was flawless, people.
Yeah.
Everyone there can attest to that. It was an outstanding show. We loved it. Everyone around there was having a great time. It was outstanding. And if it came to seeing Lynch Mob again, I would honestly say I would love to see him 100% with Andrew Freeman at the front again. You've got to go see it.
The first time we all met was Lynch Mob with Oni Logan.
Yes,
At that whack-ass fucking motorcycle show. I don't give a fuck.
Whack ass.
No, it was the car show
the
at
car
the
show?
expo. There,
Okay.
if we were lucky, there were 100 people in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean, no,
But
at the
they
show.
still fucking
At-
ruled, though.
at the
George
show.
Lynch was
Oh
insane.
yeah, they still put it on. And,
Yeah.
Oni was at the front end, and then that's actually the first time I also met Melissa there too. Not your Melissa, another one, but
It's all right.
But anyway, it was a great time. I met quite a few people from the Rocklahoma group, Rockafreakahoma. So it was a good time. So I met these two awesome guys. Turned on to this great podcast right here. So
Yeah, because we had been talking, like you'd comment on stuff, and we were
Oh,
talking
yes.
for quite a while, and then you
Yeah.
had mentioned, I don't know, one of us mentioned we were going, so then
Yeah,
we just
and
said,
then there
hey,
you go. Yeah.
we met up, and we hung out after the show, and then
Yeah.
the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Now we're lovers in the rain,
wow.
whatever. Just kind of like Night Flight Orchestra. I had to throw that in because he doesn't like Night Flight Orchestra.
Heads have touched. What can you say?
Right. But no, I just saw a story yesterday. Or today. I don't remember, that George Lynch said that he believes Oni Logan is going to come back to record the next album.
Mm.
Well, on
Must have
Eddie
been
Trunk
Oh, that's probably what it
a
was on.
couple
then.
weeks ago, he was like, there's 4 singers in Lynch Mob, and I rotate between who's available, and
Right.
Oni Logan was one of them. So who knows? Who fucking knows?
I mean, it would make sense if if you're going to record an album, it should be him.
But do you blame Oni Logan? He's probably getting paid more doing that fucking Dio
Deals,
thing.
yeah.
So
Oh,
whatever.
absolutely.
I don't fucking blame him. Yeah.
And I mean, George Lynch does like 40,000 things, so
Yes.
Oni Logan might as well as himself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I will pimp Andrew Freeman all day long. The guy's outstanding.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that album, the Last in Line album that came out earlier this year, is up there.
Yes.
That'll definitely be on our year-end list, I'm sure.
Yeah, I will,
For sure.
I know I'll be texting you guys all about it.
Yeah. And speaking of another former Lynch Mob singer, Robert Mason, that
Oh, yeah.
George Lynch, the End Machine album, that thing's freaking amazing.
That thing's awesome.
That's
too,
another
yeah.
one up there this year. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so talking about shows, you saw the Steel Woods
Yes.
at the Cain's Ballroom.
Yeah, saw the Steelwoods, and they played Rocklahoma. They played the Sunday at Rocklahoma with all the kind of the earthy, organic, southern country, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it was weird. All that was on that side stage that day.
Tyler
Yeah.
Bryant and Dirty Honey and Blackstone Cherry and Blackberry Smoke, the Steel Woods, and we didn't get to see, because by the time Sunday rolled around, my fat ass didn't want to walk anymore. So you know what? I'll miss the Steel Woods. I don't give a shit. I'm done walking. Okay, I'm over it. So they came to Kane's Ballroom, and we went to see that, and it was great. Talk about just some good. I mean, it was just a perfect cross section of outlaw country and southern rock. You've got your, you've got your tight bass and drum. Then you've got your Telecasters. Just pounding the floor. Syncopated outlaw country. It was great stuff, and it was executed perfectly.
So like live, does it have like just that outlaw country feel? Does it have more of like a rock feel along with it?
Well, see, to me, that outlaw country has a rock feel.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So it was just there, and it was just the swagger and it was just synced up. It was kind of like, you got to think the beginning of the Johnny Cash movie, where you see the glass of water shaking and just boom, boom, boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
That's how this whole thing was. It was just, tighter than a mouse's ass. And it was on point. I loved it. And so there you go.
Yeah.
Melissa loved it. There was a great crowd there. Probably more people than I thought would be there.
That's one of the things I wanted to ask you, because it's not like they're like a household name. So I wondered like how the crowd would be at the Kane's Ballroom. It was kind
of like, Night Demon was a little bit, they had some tables brought in.
Oh, yeah.
But for Steel Woods, there was those bleachers brought in, kind of like when The Sword played.
Okay.
And we interviewed Kyle from The Sword.
Right.
It was kind of brought in like that, but it made it a little bit more intimate.
Right.
And, we got a seat on those bleachers, and we're seeing, we could see above everybody. So it was great. And, there's probably a good, 300-400 people there.
That's good.
And, it worked. People were buying merch. We bought the vinyl, whatever. It worked out. So, and to a point of the crowd when we had to park in that field next to the bridge.
Yeah.
So there was a decent amount of people there. So I think they're known just, kind of a cult thing, or maybe they're getting some kind of country radio play. I don't know. But people knew them. There's people there that were sure as fuck we're not at Rocklahoma. So,
right.
It's like these people that are here are dipping skull. They're going to beat their wife and probably get a DUI on the way home. So,
well, that's Wheeler Walker Jr. showed up.
I mean, come on.
They would have been to Rocklahoma.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like we know about them because of like Rocklahoma and that kind of stuff. So It's like if there was that kind of crowd there, then obviously there's something going on outside of the realm that we pay attention to.
Yeah.
Which I know you pay attention to country a little more than I do.
And see, that's the kind of thing that I thought was so. I haven't heard that kind of thing. And I make a joke, and I don't mean it. Whatever. It's just having fun. But there was a great crowd there, and they've got something going on that is around us or what we know. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. Cool. Well, changing the notes a little bit. Earlier today, we're like messaging each other about. You were like, "Hey, did you see Lamb of God on fucking Hellfest?"
Yes, yeah, that's
Testament
right.
and all this. You're sending all these videos, so like
them all.
all this shit. Just like it's cool that like it's always been cool that you could look up YouTube and just be like, say Testament Festival HD, and you get like 1 million performances from these European festivals. But now they're like coming out. Like fucking out within a few hours of when it happened, right?
Yeah, like
this was like last night when the day before we're recording this shit happened, right?
Yeah, they had Hellfest, and the Lamb of God one was streamed live, and so literally hours later it was already up on YouTube. And it's pro shot.
Yeah,
Testament, the same thing. Dropkick Murphys, that's all on there. And there's so much stuff. And that's one thing about the summer and the European festivals. We can't be there. But, wait a day or two after they happen, and they'll be on YouTube. And it won't be from some dumbass's phone. It'll be like pro shot stuff that they show in Europe.
Right.
Because, they have a better understanding and appreciation for rock and metal than, the dumbasses that live here in America.
You can see it in high definition.
Yes.
And the wall of death and the bones breaking and the noses bleeding.
Yeah. I watched the hour-long Testament set this morning, like before 8 a.m. with my coffee. It was glorious.
Testament from 7 to 8 a.m.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Yes, sir.
Question, did they play anything new? Because aren't they working on... They're supposed to have a new album soon.
Yeah, I don't think they played, like, anything super new. That
I mean, like, unreleased? Okay.
Did you watch it?
No, yes, I did. It wasn't new. It was off the last album.
Yeah, they played... Yeah, but I don't think they played anything that was, like, unreleased or whatever.
Yeah, their last couple albums are great. I'm looking forward to that.
They are.
Yeah. So Lamb of God, he said he called the... or pulled out a Ric Flair.
Oh, he did. He did
He always does that. Gotta get a Ric Flair. Woo!
Did the Ric Flair and then stop looking at me, you fucking weirdos, and want them to start moshing.
Yeah. Put your phones down. Fucking get into it. So you always have to love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Definitely. So was those the three you watched? Those two in
Dropkick? No, I saw that the Dropkick Murphys is on there. Pro Shot. I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, okay.
So I'll probably watch that tonight or tomorrow or something.
There's some other harder stuff.
And like Jason said, there's some more stuff. You just gotta dig for it.
Yeah, I don't even remember who was on Hellfest. I looked at all that, but
But yeah, YouTube is your friend, people. Go check it out.
yeah.
Do we want to play some Severmind or?
Oh yeah, I guess just randomly jumping around.
Yeah,
I mean, Severmind opened for...
They'll be good in the middle. Yeah, they opened for Lynch Mob. You saw them, or did you not?
Did you catch that, or did you get there?
The last couple songs, yeah.
Okay.
So, and that was, for me, the first time to see him with the new setup. So, yeah.
And see, they have a new bass player, so we probably need to get him back on the show and
That's
just
right.
grill him about all this stuff.
But no, I mean, we told Derek, you're on episode 300. We can't have him on before that, right?
Hey, I think we can do whatever the fuck we want to do.
We had him on episode 100 and episode 200. They're also on episode 12, but still. Yeah. I guess we could pull a random one as long as they're on episode 300, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Severmind recently opened up for Lynch Mob. They've got, Thad's the singer that's been there for a little bit now. They've got a new bass player. But let's play some music. This is Head Case by Severmind. There you go. Head Case by Severmind. That was Jason Wood, not Jason Carroll.
And that's his approval belch.
That's right. That's how you know I love this song, because I do.
Yeah. I mean, great stuff. Looking forward to what these guys do. You know, they talked about doing a new album, so looking forward to seeing what's coming. So go check out Severmind if you have not. Look them up online. Follow them on Facebook, Reverb Nation, all that great stuff. They're one of our favorite bands from the Tulsa era. They're one of the first bands that we had on this podcast. Kind of one of the... Well, they're actually the... You know, they were at that show that we talked about whenever we first started doing the... Before we even started the podcast and where we started the Instagram and
the Instagram page
and everything, you know, Jason just Googled Tulsa Metal and it came up with a show
and that show came up. And who was it? The 4 bands?
It was Driver, Blackwater Rebellion, Severmind, and Shiner.
That's right.
Which, interesting note, Shiner has the singer Brandon, which is now in Driver.
The Driver, yeah.
So,
yep.
There you go.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah. So yeah, check out Severmind. I'm looking at my notes, sorry.
I think right now is when you need to talk about the Dusty Grant and Sprout tour.
That's right. Yeah, I recently went on the Booze, Bars, and Guitars.
It was a whole week, 10 days, something
10
like that.
days, yeah. Yeah, the first tour last year was like 7 nights, and this one was 10 nights. Yeah. And very cool. You know, I went on it again, driving, helping out, selling merch, that kind of shit for these guys. It was cool. And... You know, this time we went up into Colorado for a good chunk of it. And, you know, went to Fort Collins, Denver, Colorado Springs, Walsenburg, and went down into Texas, went to Midland, came to Tulsa, Norman, Wichita. Spent all that time in Colorado, and it was cool. And even had a day off there, so we got to go check out we just did a drive through the mountains and stuff, and you know, had a good time. But I mean, it was cool because these guys are both musicians that I think people should check out. You know, we talk about hard rock and metal on here, and both these guys are from that background. You know, everybody knows Sprout from Screamer Red Mutiny and King Shifter. You know, Dusty was the frontman, you know, for a metal band for a long time, Empire Falls, and both of them now just do acoustic rock. And, you know, they both have EPs out this year, which are great. So look them both up. Sprout the Anti-Hero, Dusty Grant. And I mean, we saw a lot of great bands as well opened up, like Felina Rivera is a woman from Norman, Oklahoma that did 3 shows with him. She did Norman, Tulsa, and Wichita. And she's a great acoustic artist. She also has a band. She played with him last year when I was on that tour in Norman. And a guy named Josh Walker from Denver, which is a really good acoustic artist as well. But yeah, I mean, I had a great time. Just like I figured I would. Out on the road with, you know, it was just the 3 of us and, you know, 2 guys that are great dudes and I became friends with. And so it wasn't, you know, it was just like going on the road and having a great time.
So they make you carry all the stuff?
No, just a little bit of it.
Okay, well, that's not too bad.
Well, if it wasn't for the legalized marijuana here in Oklahoma, I don't think you'd ever get Sprout out of Colorado.
That's right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, Sprout recently moved to Colorado, and I think he's enjoying it from what I heard. I will say this. He lives in Parker, Colorado, which is a suburb of Denver. It's a little bit like 20 minutes south of Denver.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that he is part of the 0.2% black population of Parker, Colorado. Like, he looked it up. Like, there's literally 0.2.
Well, then he's a celebrity.
Yeah. There's 0.2% black people in this town. And there's like 1% Mexican and there's like 98.5% white and whatever. But,
yeah.
You know. I just thought that was kind of funny. But yeah. So Colorado was cool. I went in my first dispensary where it was like, you know, here you go in places, you still got to have a medical card.
Yeah.
There you go, and it's just weird because you walk in there, even if you're not buying anything, you're looking around, you feel nervous. You know?
You have mushrooms yet?
No, I don't think that's like people were talking about it, but I didn't see that anywhere.
So, what was different about this year, or what did you take away from it this year that maybe didn't dawn on you last year?
Well, I noticed. I mean, last year last year was the first tour that both of them did as solo artists.
Gotcha.
So they both played a ton of shows, and this is their second tour together. And I mean, you could tell a difference as far as there's a couple of there's a few of the shows that were good crowds. I mean, maybe some of it was built-in crowds. I don't know, but like there was just a better response, I think, this time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been a full year with them pushing their solo stuff and everything. And, I mean, you just really got that feeling. Like, we were, like in Colorado Springs, we hung out with Kitra Scott, who's a DJ for Rock Rage Radio, and she plays both their music. And, we played in they played in that town in Colorado Springs with the Tejon Street Corner Preachers in Colorado Springs. Which, by the way, these guys are fucking amazing. I'm talking like borderline next level fucking favorite band of all time amazing. Just like, just one of those bands you see, they're playing fucking like bluegrass and fucking
you already
rockabilly and shit. And,
you already put them on your Thunder Underground 2 list.
That's right.
Which, we can't do because we're not Metallica. Sorry, everybody. But.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Right. But I'm like, these guys are like, they're playing like rockabilly and like, fuck. There's a dude with a washboard, which I know you always make fun of, but it's just like, they're just like fucking like throwing down. And then like the dude's like screaming at people to start a fucking circle pit in the middle of like this fucking rockabilly, like, bluegrass thing. And like, it's amazing. But anyway, it was just, stuff like that. Like, just talking to Kitra from Rock Rage Radio and seeing that, like, these guys are kind of making an impact out there. And, everywhere you go, someone knows Sprout because of King Shifter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah.
I was glad to be along.
Well, we're going to start a band and I'm going to play the washboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
okay with that.
an instrument I can play.
You do the washboard, I'll do the fucking hand cymbals like the monkey.
Yeah.
Like the old monkey that would scare people, like sit on the shelf and swing the,
Yeah.
All right, so
I think that brings us to Night Demon, right?
yeah, the monkey symbols brings us straight to Night Demon. That's not a knock on Dusty because I have a man crush on Dusty. I said it out loud.
Oh.
Dusty Squires. So here you go. I wasn't at the show. I was in fucking Delaware, of all places.
My God.
Hi, I'm in Delaware.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, that's your goddamn problem. Night Demon, it was a great night. Horton Records put it on.
Huge shout out to Horton Records.
Yes, definitely.
For all the stuff they've brought to the Guthrie Green and now to Canes.
Yes, Rainbows Are Free, Blind Oath, Crypt Trip, The Well, Night Demon. We were doing this interview with Night Demon in their hotel room, so all we got to see was The Well and then Night Demon. But I know that Crypt Trip is awesome. We looked them up.
Mm-hmm.
We love Blind Oath. We know that. And they
amazing
were
Tulsa band, yeah.
Yes, and they were on the KTUL Channel 8 morning show, which was amazing.
Yeah,
I watched it. I know you watched it, Jason.
I watched it too, and I love the fact that it was probably the heaviest thing those ladies had ever seen.
Totally was. Yeah.
When it's sitting there windmilling on the stage, it was great.
It was so good, and you know what? Fuck yeah, because that kind of shit needs to be featured, just like everything else.
Right?
Yeah.
It's real. It's organic. It's no bullshit. So that was awesome. But
you saw a Crypt Trip, right?
Crypt Trip, yes. It was just like you were time warped out of Woodstock or something. These guys were outstanding. Very good. Very, very good band. That it feels like something from the past. And not only was it a outstanding rock sound from the late 60s, 70s, they segued into a country almost, old country type of sound.
Wow.
That a lot of people would have enjoyed. So, yeah, check out Crypt Trip.
Okay.
And then we saw The Well, and Stoner, Doom. This checks all those boxes. And then they've got a female vocalist / bass player, and that kind of throws a different feel into that kind of genre. So that's cool.
Yeah, because that's not that common in the
you don't
genre.
see that in that kind of thing. And then Night Demon. You guys will hear the interview in a minute. But the show was phenomenal. Wouldn't you say so, Jason?
Yeah, for me, the first time out of, I don't know, at least 4 times these guys have been here.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't miss it. I had to see these guys this time, so and I was not disappointed. And I feel very sorry for any of you humans out there that missed this amazing show.
Right.
Because these guys are the definition of traditional heavy metal. Yeah, they are outstanding.
This was the 3 times I've seen them. This is the best, like by far.
Yeah.
The Vanguard last year was great. Don't get me wrong, but this was just in your face, and the crowd is getting into it, and everybody's up at the front, and they're getting in everyone's faces. They're into it. They know that they're at Cain's, and there's a lot going on, and they're leaving no stone unturned. I mean, it was an amazing show. And Trent, I'm sorry you missed it.
Oh yeah, I am too. I'm sorry as fuck.
I don't know what the fuck you were doing in Delaware, but
I was making money.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't just jerking off in Delaware.
Well, that's
making money and jerking off.
But,
but
Night
I
Demon,
was doing.
They always delivered. And I just love that. It was just a clean stage. No frills, and it was just 3 dudes, and they were making such a big noise.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so intricate and so spot on. Man, it was just, I thought about it all day the next day. It was just one of those that sticks with you.
Well, think back through all the bands. There are just 3 people
Exactly.
that make music that just blows you away. They're all good.
Yeah.
It's what they can do with
You're
just
putting
3
Night Demon in the Rush
category,
and the ZZ Top category.
It's
yeah.
right
Definitely.
up there. Man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't say that as a, I seriously do that. So yeah.
It is a performance of amazing talent and heavy metal. So you have to see them if they come around, people.
That's right. Yes, I mean this is the 4th time they've been on the podcast, correct? Yeah, because we had him on at Sound Pony. We had him on opening for Anvil. Did we? Or did we just hang out?
No, that was the Sound Pony was just this is the 3rd time. The Sound Pony was just a couple days before the Anvil one.
Oh, and then at Anvil we just hung out.
And Anvil, we just hung out with him and shit.
And then we interviewed Lips whenever he was a crotchety old bastard.
Yeah, crotchety old, I hate everything and everybody sucks.
Charlie Benante sucks.
Joey Belladonna, he's the secret weapon. Charlie Benante sucks. Lips, go to hell. Okay? And I can say that because we'll never ever talk to that guy.
Because I fucking love Charlie, dude.
Yeah, Charlie Benante is the fucking shit.
Even if he's fighting with his wife at his son's baseball game, I still love
Christ.
the guy.
Well, that just seals the deal that we'll never have Charlie Benante on this show. Thanks.
We will. No, Frank Bello, I think, is the only person from Anthrax that will end up on this podcast.
I hope that would be great.
I just have that feeling, I don't know.
But
and then last year at the Vanguard.
Yes, last year at the Vanguard. This was a fun conversation with the guys. Me and JP had a blast, and we hung out with them, and we drank some beers and talked about Uli John Roth and talked about Dick Dale and talked about new music and, so talked about Michael Schenker. So, I mean, I think that,
how did you feel when they were talking about Michael Schenker?
No, the stories were so good. It was great. I'm not a big Michael Schenker fan. That's fine.
I fucking love
but
Michael
I know
Schenker.
that he's great. He's an amazing player.
Yeah.
But the thing that we talk about is how he doesn't like to listen to other stuff, which I kind of like. So, you're trying to paint me in a corner. You're trying to get me to talk some shit. It's not going to happen. So fuck you, Trent.
Right.
And so the thing is like, you talk to these guys and you see them live and you see how good they are and you see what's going on. And it just sucks that, come on, America. It's like we say with a few other bands. Get with the fucking program.
Yeah. These
guys are from your own country. And you're not, you gotta get on board here.
California born and California bred.
There you go.
Lots of young bucks at this show.
which is great.
Was there?
Yes.
Trevor was there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Of course.
it was all
Of course
good.
Trevor was there.
CJ and Paulette were there.
Yeah. Anybody else you guys saw? You want to shout out? No? I'm putting you on the
Murdoch
spot.
was there. Steve
Oh,
Murdoch was there.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, God, probably more now.
Steve Murdoch, what has he ever done for this community?
Holy shit! Well, we're in trouble now.
No, I can say that because
Yeah, because you're being an asshole.
I love him. Yeah. Right now, we've got Jarvis, Armand, and Dusty from Night Demon with Jason featuring JP from Egotastic Fun Time.
Hotel party! Watch us put this door in on our new studio. Check this out. Fucking bunch of musicians
We'll watch that.
fucking swing hammers and shit.
Yeah,
But you know what? Shit like the hotel party would be shit people would want to fucking see.
Live stream.
It's fucking
hotel
it's
party.
fucking beautiful as it is.
I'm gonna try and scam on that shit.
Yeah.
And then you put a black cloth up over when you're doing lines of blood. Pull it back, you know? Oh, I guess I couldn't see that part. They seem a little stuffy.
We chopped it all out in the shape of Oklahoma. We had to like black it out.
All right, yeah, roll tape. See, this all shit.
Yeah.
It's already going.
Oh, it's
already
already on. We do it, but
Can you edit?
I wouldn't.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't if I was you guys.
Beat that out.
Yeah, no, sorry, I rolled in late, man. I was like, fucking, I had to put the fucking, dude, you know you're getting old, you're like the old dude in the band when like, you can open up a box of Just for Men and you don't need to read the instructions. Just like, you're like, oh, tube, prop, applicator, prop, snap, like glove, like go, yeah.
You know how many minutes you gotta wait, all that stuff.
But dude,
Not
like-
that I know anything about that.
Last week we were in Germany and we played this fucking guy's wedding, okay? Like, this dude hit up our agent and he was like, our agent hit us up and said, I'm never probably going to say no to this, but anyway, this fucking guy wants you to play his wedding. It's like 200 metal fans and he says he'll do whatever needs to be done, like whatever PA, you know? And I was like, that sounds weird. So we kind of said, all right, like, here's our price, right? Like, you know, for this much, you know? And he, like, the guy went for it, you know?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
And it was like no special request songs or anything. And like he flew us out there. We were like 4-star hotel.
No, it was legit, man.
Yeah.
Killers, backline, like venue.
Well, also 200 people. That's a good gig.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway,
Yeah.
so that day, dude, we're like sound checking, and then go back to the hotel to sleep because we just like flew to Germany like for a day to do that. Yeah. Anyway, so before the gig, I come back and at night and like I had I kind of like trimmed up my sideburns a little bit, you know, like and took a shower when I was at the hotel. So I come back for the gig and the groom's like all total German honesty, like, oh, Jarvis, you aged 10 years since this morning, you know? Cause I had a bunch of fucking grays coming out there, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, should have brought the Just for Men. So I brought Just for Men for Tulsa for sure, dude.
Just
I brought
for
it.
Jarvis.
I brought it. But I went to Rite Aid to buy this shit, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna get like fucking I bought all they had. They had like 4 left in that color. I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm old. I'm gonna need these forever. Like, I'm just gonna get them all, right? Like, I'm not gonna have a Germany happen again, right? And then I fucking, we left at like fucking 2 a.m. the other day, so to come to the airport. So my pack job was all shitty on my clothes. And I fucking brought 4 boxes of Just for Men in my fucking bag. Like, I threw them all in. I didn't have a chance to pack. So, if you guys want to get down tonight at Just for Men,
Yeah, we'll just get
Hey,
crazy.
don't they endorse like sports guys and stuff? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Let's
Oh,
get endorsement.
They endorse all men.
You know?
dude,
Just for
that should be a
men.
color, the Night Demon. It's like their blackest
Blackest
black.
black.
Yeah.
Just for men, Night Demon edition.
Awesome. Yeah.
Darkness doesn't remain. Or, darkness remains.
No, doctors.
Yeah.
Endorsement.
Yeah. So it's like yesterday we flew in. I don't know what time we got here in the morning. No, we got here in the afternoon, but we left LA at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, and our flight was at
5
5.
a.m.
Layover in
Wow.
Denver.
Yeah.
And then from there to here. We got here at like 1:30 p.m.
Yes.
Didn't sleep. started partying.
Yeah, Mitch is like, I'm going to Miss T's. You know,
Yeah, we went to
Oh,
Miss
man.
T's fucking
Why
dive
is,
bar.
why is that familiar to me?
It's
It's
Where's
like
that?
a roadside bar that's like white and beat it up as fuck, and it's got like
This-
3 pool tables, a small ass
The
stage.
lady that owns it is like, her husband is some famous
Mr. T.
Tulsa guy. Yeah. I mean, some Tulsa, like
Oh, probably Tea Garden.
Tulsa
or some
Sound.
shit.
Yeah. Tea Garden, that's
'cause
it.
there's,
That's it.
I work with a Tea Garden. They're fucking all over the
All right,
place.
yeah. But it's,
Yeah.
you know, you can smoke inside.
Oh, we got some of
There's
those
a one
places.
good old boy in the corner with the beard and the hat. He looks
Yeah.
like he just came out the field. You know,
knows everybody and
Yeah.
fucking there was one guy there that we come in and started a party, and there was like 10 of us in there, and bar was full, everybody's talking shit.
Well, speaking of rock and roll, speaking of partying, and I hope the listeners are ready to have metal up their eardrums.
Right.
Because Night Demon is here, you guys. What are you guys expecting to happen at this Cain's Ballroom? You guys are playing the legendary Cain's Ballroom.
Finally.
Well, you guys know how it started with us. We went from the ground floor to
Yeah.
the middle floor. Now we're on the top floor.
Yeah, which is actually just 3 doors down
Three
from where you
doors
started in
Yeah.
Tulsa.
Every fucking place is right down here. you
Yeah.
know?
And then
It's
Vanguard, right? Is that
Vanguard.
what it's called?
Vanguard,
right?
I love Vanguard.
That was cool. The first place we played though was that
Downtown Lounge, which
Downtown
is down
Lounge.
the street.
Mhm.
Right? It was on the
It's
street.
it's a brewery now.
Right.
It's totally not there.
But it was
Yeah.
on the same,
And then you guys played Sound Pony.
a couple times, 3
Yeah,
times at
yeah,
least,
yeah.
3 or 4 times. I think 3
Mhm.
times because we did back to back. One weekend, the guy was like, "Man, the guy who went Downtown Lounge was like, if you ever play anywhere else or you play that Sound Pony place, you're never playing here again." I'm like, "Cool, we're gonna do it 2 nights in a row then." You know?
And now you're playing Cain's Ballroom.
Yeah, which is cool because we were gonna do the Guthrie Green.
That's a cool
Thing.
place, yeah.
It is.
But with the temperature being the way it is, man, who wants to play outside in that shit?
Yeah.
The promoter, Brian Horton from Horton Records, he's the one putting this on. And it's like this Americana label out here. But
Yeah.
like he loves metal. Like he knows everything about it. It's crazy.
That guy has every Americana person out here, but he did a metal thing last summer around the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
But I guess it got double booked or something. So
Yeah, so but it's
But
funny.
Cain's
It's funny
is
because
awesome.
when he told us he was bummed and I was like, dude, this is awesome. We didn't want to be outside, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, You're in the middle of America now.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be outside this time of year.
Do you think if a tornado hit down like right here, like Cat 5, like in the eye of the tornado came over one of these buildings, like the tall buildings downtown, like right through it, right? Where like the biggest part at the top was the top of that building and it just went woo, like do you think that shit would fly away? Because it's weird. It's weird, dude.
If you Cat 5, yeah, this whole
Stronger
place
at the
will fly
bottom,
away.
here's
you
the
know?
thing. It's like
Figure of God.
Yeah,
It-
you grab your guitars and
it's like,
shit right
you
before
know,
it happens,
we-
and you be in the air. Just,
we get tornadoes. We get tornadoes all the time, but it's always outlying shit. There's never been a tornado down here
Right.
in like
But see
downtown or
what?
whatever.
But that makes no sense because like they're random, right? So
Yeah.
you've just been lucky this long.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody told me that
I
there's
guess
a
so.
tree
They get
that
close.
like the early Indian settlers. There was like 5 different tribes here, and somebody told me that one of them planted a tree like down here that's like still here, and supposedly they put a curse or some kind of good magic on it or something that like that it protects like this part, and that's downtown, right?
Yeah.
But I think you guys have just been real lucky.
Bro,
man.
Mr.
Yeah.
Fujita ain't got
Yeah.
shit on us.
Or they knew their science and maybe now it's a ghost story, but like maybe they were like really like, no, dude, like we've done the math, like it's like really.
I said
it's
There's
not-
something crazy going on because
The
every
storms
time
this
there's
year.
tornadoes right here,
Right.
they just
Yeah.
they're barely up right
See?
above downtown
Yeah.
and right below downtown.
That's fuck
They
that.
go right around it.
Yeah,
You guys
there
are
is
a big,
fucking-
big
The satellite,
storm
the government
breakout.
satellite. No, we can't afford that.
Send gods, no,
we
Night
can't afford
Demon's
that right
gonna
now.
play
There-
here.
There's
Yeah.
a suburb of Oklahoma City called Moore, Oklahoma, and
They get more tornadoes than
yes,
anybody.
it's like every few years they get fucking hammered, and not like, oh wow, that sucks. Like death and destruction fucking hammered, and it's like
that's
uh,
Twister
there's something
Sister.
about that
Yeah.
little town that like every fucking time, I don't know why, but
Because they want more and more and more.
I guess so.
Greedy bastards.
That was a pun, wasn't it?
So what's the plan for tonight with Cain's? What are you guys? What are you guys expecting to do to this town? What are you going to do to it?
Well, I just
Fucking
dyed
wreck
up.
it.
I just touched up my sideburns, so
Oh, okay.
that's done. I've been trying to go full.
I like to make the floor bounce because I heard that floor is on
It's
springs.
a spring-loaded
One of those
dance floor.
spring-loaded dance floors.
What?
Yeah, you ever been? to
Please
one
tell
of
me
those?
there's a pool underneath that dance.
I wish.
1920s
Make it even
ghosts
better.
down there,
Yeah,
just freaking
absolutely.
kicking it like ghost
I
shit,
don't know,
ghost
man.
venue.
I feel like this will solidify our fucking grip on this town. You know, like we have this thing here.
Well,
But,
and that was kind of one of my things was,
Oh.
your
Yeah.
connection with this town and
Yeah.
kind of just pretty cool, and it keeps getting better every time you guys
I
come
think
here.
the bill tonight too, like the promoter was saying,
Yeah,
is
real good bill.
bringing people from like 4 states around. We
Mhm.
just met one of our friends on the way here from Texas that came out to see us. He was on the 70,000 tons of metal cruise, and he's just and he made these custom Night Demon
Sweet signs.
yeah, you got to where is it?
Dude saved my life on that cruise, man. He smuggled weed in there, and it was.
Yeah, he's like anytime, buying us beers. And
Dude,
just
he was
freaking-
so good at it. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe the shit that he pulled off.
There was
I'm
some-
not even going to
there was
talk
some
about it
YouTube
because
shit of you
'cause
guys
then
on there. I
people-
watched
right.
that shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
but no,
Yeah,
he
playing
was
during the
clever.
sunrise on the top
Yes.
Texas boat, playing in trance.
Well, I can tell you, when I was walking up, we're just down the street from Kane's Ballroom, you guys, and I was walking up here. I saw some Night Demon
I was
shirts.
gonna say, how's it looking down there?
I saw a couple of them, and I saw some big smiles on the faces of the dudes wearing them.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
they were dudes.
We
course
were at,
they're all-
well,
There's probably
hold
some
on,
ladies,
we were,
too.
we were at the bar downstairs like at 8, and a whole family with their battle vests. The
Yeah.
wife, the husband, the kids, they walked by.
Hell
That's the
yeah.
other
We
cool
know where
thing
they're
too.
going.
I don't think we've ever played an all ages show here.
No,
right?
Yeah.
or
Oh,
never
yeah.
played on a weekend.
Or that's the other thing too. We've never played on a weekend. It's always
Yeah.
been
And it's a free show, and it's like, usually we're at the Sound Pony with our fog machine. You open the door, and it's like freaking smoke has nowhere to go. Small, but
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what the turnout's going to be like.
Well, it should be.
You would
great.
hope that, when you put your neck out there to have a show, so that people can enjoy this kind of music when they normally don't get to, like, little kids and, have a family event to go see a show. I hope that the music is strong enough here. We know with our friends here that are of our age, we know they're coming out to Rage,
Yeah.
but it gives it a chance for
Well, dude,
everybody
it's a
to
free
come out.
show.
Yeah.
We've never played here on a weekend.
Right.
This is a weekend. So if they don't come, then we're done.
Then that's it. Last
So,
time I ever seen Night
that's
Demon
it,
told
yeah.
us.
So they better.
We can only go down
What-
from
what-
here, or we go to the PNC.
No,
back.
really. At
Yeah.
that point, think about it. If you would have to pay people to come see you. If
Right.
on their night off, a free show, they don't go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how you. That's
I mean, what do you
the way
think
to
about the promotion as far as this goes? I mean, what have you heard and how?
Well, I don't leave the house, but I go on the internet, which I hear a lot of people do nowadays. When I go on Facebook and stuff. I've been seeing it has unsolicited. I've been seeing posters for it. Well, not posters, but promotions on it, and Kane's posting it.
Yeah,
random
Kane's has
people.
posted a lot about it. Well, and Blind Oath was on Good Day Tulsa.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we
And-
watched it. We watched it when we were late over in Denver.
I watched it this afternoon on my lunch break, and and Mitchell, he hyped it up really good, and just that, they don't do a lot of bands on that show, and to do a metal band and to hype, he talked well about you guys and everybody, so that right there is worth a lot. I think,
yeah, I agree.
Tulsa's got balls. I don't know of any morning show in the country that's going to have a
Exactly.
metal band. At
That's
9 in the
another
morning.
point to have a metal band and to be promoting this show.
Right.
Hats off to Channel 8 for that shit.
Yeah,
Because-
that's pretty
The
neat.
Ocho? Is it ESPN 8 the Ocho?
NBC the Ocho.
Tulsa Ocho.
Good Day Ocho. So I mean, yeah, it should be pretty good.
We're just stoked to be here.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's like this. Every time we come here, we discover more things, and we really thought we'd been to all the spots in town.
Yeah.
There's some shit, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
It gets better.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
gets better.
Yeah, it's really cool. Because I don't know, it kind of feels like where we're from, not. It just feels kind of close knit,
Mhm, yeah.
There's a bunch of we know Tulsa drama. That's how you know it's small, we're all, every time we go, yeah.
And it's the
Yeah.
summer solstice today too, so that's
That's
pretty
right.
fucking
Happy
bitchin'.
summer,
Longest
everyone.
day.
Yeah.
Right.
I was just looking at the clock. I'm like, it's 9
It
o'clock
definitely
p.m.
feels like it.
Still
Yeah.
freaking light outside.
I thought about that yesterday because I was like, oh wait, it is June.
Yeah.
Of course it's fucking hot like this.
Well, actually, tonight you guys are going on at 11, right?
Yeah.
there'll still be a little bit of light left.
Really?
Thanks.
Tiny bit.
We don't want that shit. We want it to be dark as night, man.
Well, I saw not too long ago about you guys are working on your headquarters.
Oh, yeah.
Is that, talk about that, is that just a studio or is that like for everything, your merch and everything? Or
It's like, it's everything.
It's,
And
I
Surf
think
Uncle.
more bands should have that kind of thing.
Well, it's hard because
It's
you do.
hard. Yeah.
There's always places in town that rent rooms like that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And there's 20 bands in there or whatever, and you kind of hang out and you have your little room. And we've done that before. And I have a studio in town in a warehouse that I got 10 years ago or whatever built up. We've used that. I record all kinds of other bands there. Well, a couple doors down, the spot opened up. And he's, Drivers has always been talking about, man, we got to finally get our own place, build a spot, and it'd just be awesome because he's got everything from every fucking place we played and posters and, little Hall of Fame,
He's renting a storage unit just for all this stuff. You know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, man, let's just do it. So, you know how it goes.
We got
Like,
lucky.
all right, we're going to do this. We're going to hire these guys. They're going to do this shit for us. And then we're like, fuck these guys. We're going to finish it ourselves.
Yeah.
Fuck everything up. So now we know how to build shit. We're like building rooms and putting doors in.
Well, you definitely got to start a YouTube channel then. Night
I
Demon
know,
Builds.
man, you know.
Yeah, we've done the room for, because when we got the place, it's 2,300
All
square
right, let's
feet.
do
of
this.
just
Let's film this week when we build that upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause we're like in the
But-
last phase.
Because basically we've got 2 units, 2,300 square feet total. We split the 2 units with a wall down the middle.
Mhm.
A friend of ours took the other side and customized it for the way he wants it. He, flips gear all the time. He split in half the rent with us right then and there. So what we did was we figured out the best plan for the amount of space that we had after the wall. You walk in, you have your kind of like what we're going to make our Hall of Fame like lobby area.
It's gonna be like the Hard Rock Cafe
Of like Ungle, yeah, Surf Uncle and Night
like,
Demon.
like stage worn pants, like 2015.
Are you guys going to have sliders?
Yeah, right.
Wings, no wings.
Oh, we gotta have wings.
Only wings.
And,
frozen shit.
And you walk in, then you got a restroom, and then our room is like 250 square feet. That's like this way.
Mm-hmm.
The Surf Uncle room is straight ahead. That one's 500 square feet, so it's double the size as ours. Built some stairs in between the 2 rooms to go up to the top because the ceilings are 19 feet high. So we have loft areas above the rooms. Built a jarchive closet on one side. And his office, the office is right next to that. And then on the other side, it'll be kind of like a chill lounge area and then a storage closet for, empty cases and gear that we're not using that's still ours. So we're just kind of like, we're in phase 2 now. Phase 1 is complete. We got the space in January. So we've just been, traveling and touring, doing
it's
our
hard
thing,
when
and
you're not there.
sinking
you guys
all of
are
our
busy.
money into it, like, fuck!
When can we be there?
Yeah, but I mean, the overall thing of what we, have in mind and the whole thing, I mean, that's like, it's the shit. It doesn't matter what it
I saw
costs.
Metallica's place. They have a place like that. And I was like, fuck that, dude. We gotta do that. Like, I don't care. We don't need to be that rich to do that. You know? Like, you could, and, I mean, definitely need money to do it. But no, it was just such a cool thing that they were doing, and I was like, fuck. I mean, theirs is way cooler. They have, like, full-time employees there. There's, like, a guy at the desk.
Wait a minute. Metallica has a more cooler HQ than Night Demon?
Well, come on. I mean,
Dicks.
there's room to expand later on.
Yeah.
I saw a thing of like Clutch has that kind of thing, and like
Really?
they had a video of their drummer like driving a forklift, moving pallets of their vinyl from here to there, and all this. crazy
They're
shit.
working it.
So it's like that's why I like the idea of
It's a
bands doing that.
DIY
Yes,
freaking
exactly,
world that
exactly.
we live in,
Because eventually, we can start doing everything in house, man. If
Exactly.
it's big enough.
Well, I love the
Have a
idea.
store and ship everything from there and store everything there and stock, everything.
Well, shit. I mean, we're 2 doors down from his recording studio. So
Yeah.
the day before we left, it was like, all right, take your drum kit out of the space, bring it in here. We're gonna record our rehearsal today. Okay. I'm like, I don't know if it's quicker going from that unit to here rather than putting my stuff upstairs at his studio like I used to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think it's about the same amount of time. Like we're just walking
Except it's
gear
out
across.
of my way now.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what
And
matters.
we have our shit set up all the time, whereas
Oh, yeah.
when I'd have another band, but hey, you gotta go break your drums down,
I'm like,
you gotta move shit around. Now it's just like, we just walk in our spot, everything's ready to go,
Mhm.
plug in, tweak a couple things, and boom, get at it.
Well, the
Yeah.
important question about the new Night Demon HQ is what's the sleeping situation?
Well, Well,
We
there's
don't know
four
yet.
for right now.
Yeah, I mean, kind of want to keep it pretty chill.
We're
you know,
trying not to make it like domesticated living at all.
Right,
Like,
it
we
wants-
don't like. We've even talked about the idea of not even having like we don't want a television in there.
No,
You know, it's just like
no.
it's like
a couple end tables, a futon, maybe some chairs, coffee table.
It's a creative space, you know.
You know?
It's not like Party Central.
A lounge.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
There's plenty of places to do that. You know?
We might have a soft opening, you know, and invite people over a little at a time. Like, you can come over today, and then you got to come tomorrow because he's coming today.
And people are like, what's,
You know?
what's this bedroom off to the side? Oh, that's James Hetfield's bedroom.
Yeah.
Right here.
In case he shows up.
Yeah.
Goes with
Iron
the fiber's
plaque.
And it's got the
Iron
plaque
Yeah.
on the door, says
James
Papa
Hetfield
Het.
slept here like this date. You know?
We're not even allowed in there.
Rob can't come over.
Rob can't.
Well, I like the
Yeah.
idea of you guys next time you're at the new HQ and you're filming some stuff for the fans because you guys have traveled the world rocking people's faces off and they love it.
Mhm.
And you built a community, a worldwide community. So actually being able to share that with them,
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a big hit.
yeah, I think that's cool.
Inviting them into your world.
Because
I
you
mean,
don't see
I
a lot
always
of
thought
bands
about
do that.
I always thought about sharing it once it was done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the finished work, that stuff in the studio that's already been finished, like it looks good. Like what's
Yeah.
underneath it, what we did, like it's like shit,
Yeah.
this thing gotta fucking.
A couple of my friends
Yeah,
came
it's
in and
good.
framed it, and they were just getting super baked every day. Like first
Yeah.
thing, guy's got a circular saw with no, or a skill saw with no like guard on it, and I'm like, this guy's gonna chop his fucking foot off, you know? But he's like, nah, man, I do this every day. But we wanted 24 inches in between studs, and hitting one's 21, one's 27. I'm like, what the fuck are you
So it was
guys
a measure
doing?
shit, just like eyeing
You
shit.
know, yeah, just eyeballing it. Yeah, that's cool. You know, it's just like, fuck,
And so he
man.
puts in all these
Right.
walls, right? So we're trying to soundproof these places, you know?
Yeah.
And like you're talking fucking like 3-4 layers of shit, like
Mhm.
insulation and like soundboard, plywood, drywall, all this shit, right? And then at the fucking top of the ceilings though, there's like a fucking 1-inch gap between the ceiling and the wall all the way around. It's like, dude, what the fuck? You
Yeah.
know, like it defeats the purpose of everything we just
Everything's supposed to
did.
be
Well, the
tight.
thing is what I realized in the, you know, is like when you do the work right, it takes a long time.
Mhm.
But I mean, the room that we did, like the Sir Thungle room, was kind of like trial and error with getting through it and, you know, learning it and all that. And then our room, you know, it was a lot more like shit, you know, like really tight. Really tight. Our room is really good. And then Robert Garvin, the drummer of Sir Thungle, walks in our room and he's like, "Oh, you guys got like different foam on the ceiling?" Because we did like 2x2 squares
'Cause we learned
in their
more,
room.
yeah,
Yeah. And he's like, "You got the cool like different style foam and shit. And you even foamed your door." He's like, "Oh man!" Like,
That's the most reflective
know?
surface in the room.
Yeah.
Of course you do that.
yeah. But we got to do it to their room. You know, it's like
Yeah,
this
that's that,
this whole thing. You know. So yeah, it's been an interesting process. You know, and we're in the middle of writing a new record too, and
Mhm.
so it's like with that comes, you know. We're cutting into that time by doing this, but in the long run, we're creating a space for us to write better music.
Yeah.
So it's like if we're, you know, taking a little bit extra time now to set ourselves up for later, you know,
Yeah.
it makes sense to us.
That leads me into my next, was new stuff and how's that coming and, tying in with the new headquarters and stuff.
It's been kind of like figuring out. A lot of it's been like, well, what do we want to do this time? How can we do something cooler and different? And like, I kind of knew that, because I mean, yeah, all right, you just go make another album, right?
Yeah.
Or like, what can we do that's different that fits with what's going on now?
Let's just
With a
change
different
the
person?
subject.
Is
I'm
there a
gonna
way?
say
Is
who.
there a way to
Just,
I'm
say?
not gonna say who. How about
yeah.
that? We
New
don't say
new
who.
stuff is on the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're working with a lot of different cool producers. We're working with the dude who did the early Metallica records, and
Oh,
Steve
really?
Albini.
How about we switch gears in a similar vein, but not a specific vein? What if we asked you guys about how you feel about making music in today's market? Where it's different. Is that too
this
close?
guy.
It's too close.
You know,
I'm
and
gonna
if it
throw
seems
this
like
thing in there, hey, Tulsa, I'd really like to record at the church studio. So if any engineers are out there, like
Yeah, no,
that could be one of the places that
we
we
do that.
a
Yeah,
song for.
yeah, we do want to
So,
do a
I
song.
mean,
out
shit.
here, Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
cool shit in this town, like
Yeah.
historic
There-
places.
and you're
like that.
playing in a place with cool history.
Yeah,
Right,
that's right.
Kane's Ballroom was created in 1924.
Uh,
It was just a garage, supposed to be a garage. With
My
some
dad
dude's
used to go
cars.
there before I was even born, just to party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then what was it Bob Wills
Yeah.
and the Texas Playboys
Yep.
used to do a radio show out of there,
Okay.
wow.
and then it reopened to Kane's Ballroom like in the mid 70s, like 76 or something like that, and then it really hit hard in 77 when the Sex Pistols played there.
I've seen that. We saw the wall.
And the mud wrestling.
Oh, you gotta have mud wrestling.
Oh,
They had
I
like,
saw a picture
you know,
of that.
you know how you see in all those old 70s movies,
Yeah.
mud wrestling? They
Yeah.
had mud wrestling.
Dude, I would have killed to have a time machine and go there right now.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
only seen that in movies.
Oh
Oh my god.
Yeah, you only see that like in Stripes when they're on vacation and they go, you know. But here's something we can talk about is for you guys. I didn't know at all that you guys had worked with Dick Dale and you guys.
Oh
were,
yeah.
I mean, talk about that a little bit. I mean, that had to be
dude.
insane. And then he was such a. I got to see him live probably 15, 17 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, that was awesome. So
Well,
talk about
one
that
of
a
our
little bit.
best friends is his bass player since probably about that time.
Yeah.
And I think
20
they
years.
played Kings.
Oh, sure.
Well, I know Sam did. His bass
Yeah.
player. We're talking about Sam
He
Bully.
played-
Actually, he texted me today. Real quick side note about Canes, because he played bass in Agent Orange for 15 years. So
Oh, wow.
on the whole Sid Vicious punched in the wall through the wall there.
Yeah.
Okay.
They wrote, is that?
They wrote on it. It says, I was looking at the picture right now. I took a big photo of it. It says Sid did it his way with his fist. Mike Palm, Agent Orange, 1999. So I asked Sam about that. He's like, "Yeah, I remember that tour." He said, "Here's straight from here. I'll quote him. I remember that tour, Agent Orange and Los Infernos. Funny that Mike signed it. The green room there used to be basically a closet that only exited onto the stage.
Yep.
Built that way so Hank Williams could go get drunk in between sets.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking crazy." And I asked the guy at the venue, and he said, "Yeah, that's true, man.
Wow.
He fucking used to go there between sets and get fucked up and pass out."
Speaking of Hank,
It's been a lot of vodka.
Josephus is in town tonight. I heard.
Oh yeah, it's sold out at the casino. And it's probably like $200 a seat. Fuck that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But like Dick Dale, yeah. So, dude, I don't know.
I don't know. So yeah, this guy he just played bass for him forever, and Dick Dale's notorious for going through roadies like water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So of course, the one day comes up, he's like, "Hey man, so I don't know if you'd be up for this, but we need a couple roadies for this tour coming up." He's like, "What are you doing in March?" I'm like, "Well, fuck, Dick Dale. Like I usually would say no. It's like $100 a day, like driving the van, setting the shit up. But it's like the dude's kind of legendary, and I'll be hanging out with you, my buddy. He's cool as shit.
Yeah.
So all right, I had the time, in between whatever bands. And so I did it. I did a couple of tours with them in the States and everything. And yeah, the guy was just he has his thing, but he's just he's an old school style guy. It's like,
Yeah.
he just fired you on stage and didn't give a shit, Like,
Man,
choke out his roadies.
old show business.
Old
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
business. Like, I make the most money. You guys work for me.
Yeah.
You're not a band. You're my fucking band.
I'm
You
in
do
show
what I
business.
say. You don't drink and you don't do this.
Yeah.
And so he'd sneak shit backstage.
You're like his personal valet.
When he'd go home, then
Wow.
we'd go get wrecked and party, Like,
Yeah.
he'd go to the hotel with his wife at 9 o'clock after the show. And
Like,
then Jarvis,
roll.
and then I couldn't,
I did 6 weeks in Europe.
yeah,
with the
because I couldn't do that
Wow.
tour, so he took him out, and he had some crazy times.
Like, I mean, I even while he was alive, when people would ask me about him, I'd say I thought about it one day, and I was like, man, he's probably the worst guy that I personally have ever known. Like that I personally know, Like, I don't personally know Hitler or Trump, Like, I don't know those guys, But guys that I've known, yeah. So, I mean, whatever, dude. He did it to himself. Like, I don't have any remorse or whatever. Like, I'm surprised he lived as long as he did, but he just kept going. But there's something like superhuman about Dick. Like,
yeah,
he's weird, dude. Like, he is like not. I used to think he was like one of those lizard people, Like, dude, he's got like this
Strong
amazing
motherfucker, like,
strength,
yeah.
dude. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
at 80, 80,
Dude,
we were on
this
tour when he was
motherfucker,
78 or something like that,
yeah, Dude, this motherfucker will fucking rip your fucking face off, dude. And like, he's quick, dude. He's fucking quick. He tried to get down on me in Spain one time, like in a really tiny backstage, dude. And he's like,
We gotta tell him
"Change
why.
for flesh."
We gotta tell him what happened.
Well, he thought I was like the night before we were in Portugal, and we were at this festival, and like I used to have to fucking give him his trumpet on stage because he fucking plays all these stupid ass instruments too, Like he's like, I can also do this.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a fucking Roswell
So-
sideshow,
So like, so the night before, I put in one of the I don't even know what they're called because I don't play fucking gay instruments.
The
but like
mouthpiece or something.
But no, it's like the
Or-
little
I
things
love
that
you.
you
I
put.
bet
Oh,
mine
the
dying
reed?
against you
No,
right
the
now.
things
No.
that you push down. There's like
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Piano?
no, I don't know, whatever. Well, those little,
little-
there's only
the
three
valves
of them.
or something,
There's
valves.
three
Yeah.
valves. So he wanted me to. He insisted that I oiled them
Yeah.
every day,
I
no
remember
matter
that. Yeah.
where. So, but you have to put it back in. So like I put one of them in backwards, and if you put it in backwards, like no sound comes out. So he like the night before, he kind of like it wasn't working right, and he's like, what the fuck? And I was panicking and all this and like trying to figure it out. And of course, he just made fun of me, like
On stage.
yeah.
That was the thing he said. He used to love to do that. He'd call out the sound guy. He'd stop the show. All right, who's back there running my sound?
Yeah.
Let me teach you how to do this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nope. Keep going.
Back
Nope,
in my
nope.
day, we had 2 knobs on our amplifier. Bass and
Yeah.
treble. And we used to make it sound great.
Wasn't even an on-off.
You got all
switch
these
back then.
knobs now and you can't even do it right,
Yeah, and see, that's the worst part about a Dick Dale concert is he talks more than he plays, right? And he's a fucking instrumental musician. It's like you get nothing. It's like, dude, you're already lucky we're coming to see you because you don't fucking sing. Like, all your songs are just instrumental. Now you're just gonna talk the whole time? It's like, the fuck, dude. I mean, he does sing sometimes, and he's got a. Yeah, one time we were like in Europe, like he was coming off. I think it was like Netherlands, and we were playing this huge show. There was like 15,000 people there, and like the drive-by truckers like opened for Dick.
Yeah.
So it was like it was a big deal, and like he got off stage, and there was like the news like right there, like with the interview camera, like boom, and the lady was talking to him like right when he got off stage, and then they're just like European, like honesty, they're like, all these years playing, why did you never. Like, you never sang. Like, why aren't you, why aren't you as an accomplished singer as a guitar player? Like, why aren't you a good singer? And he's like,
What?
yeah, and he's like, oh, I'm a great singer. And she's like, no, you really, like, you're not, And then so I was like, end of the interview, the big old fucking, like.
That's great.
Anyway, oh yeah, but the story, yeah, so the next night, I handed him his trumpet, I was like making a joke, like I crossed my fingers, right? I was like, well, I hope it works tonight, right? Because I fucked up his trumpet. So he didn't say anything that night, but the following night we were in Spain. So he's had fucking 24 hours just stewing, thinking that I flipped him off the night before.
Oh.
Like here's your trumpet, motherfucker, Fuck you, right? I was like crossing my fingers like, like, hope it works tonight, hope I fucking did this right. And then, dude, he fucking got a hold of me, man. And like, it came close, and Sam was like, dude, hold on, Dick. But, back up, dude. And he never really tells him, kind of puts Dick in check, but he was just like, he was going to rip me apart. You want to get paid, don't you? And like, I was like, I didn't fucking flip you off. I was crossing my fingers. Like, he just, people like that are that crazy. Once they believe something, they're going to believe it forever. It doesn't matter.
They're never going to
It
go
doesn't
back
matter.
on it, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They can learn the truth right in front of their face, and they just can't accept
Because
it.
the ego can't accept that
Right.
shit.
So,
So that-
dude, there's so many. We could do a podcast series on Dick Dale stories, dude. Like, there's so much, man. And
Well, I
like,
want a t-shirt that
Dude.
says putting Dick in check.
Get that
Yeah, no,
point.
that was great, dude. Oh, the best is like his guitar, right? So he's had the same guitar since like 1956. It's like an original Leo Fender made it for him.
Yeah, it was
Shit.
the first left-handed.
Yeah, and like so through the years,
And it's still upside fucking down and shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He strings it upside down.
yeah.
It's a left-handed shape, but he plays the strings upside
Yeah,
down because
right,
that's how he learned how to play. So.
But like,
wow.
so he's painted it a bunch of times through his life. And I was like, but he still just plays the one guitar, dude. That's it. And like, you're responsible as his roadie to fucking lug this thing around everywhere you fucking go, And one time I thought I lost it. Actually, I did lose it. But dude, he has it in the shittiest gig bag too. It's like, it's not like fucking preserved at all. I mean, one night he was even like, "Hey, I can't see my frets. Give me that marker." And he like just drawn all over the back of his fretboard and shit, I'm like, this thing should be like in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man, He's just throwing it on the ground and shit, like, still works, like, so it's just, I don't know. There's so much about that, like, it's hard for me, because sometimes I want to just be like, when he's cool, but he's just not that cool, even, like, Like, because when he's bad, he's extremely bad. You know.
My favorite parts are sitting down at Denny's with him every night,
Oh
just
my God,
letting him
dude.
talk
Letting him
about
talk.
you know the old days. Because there was some cool shit, man. He talking about
I fucked him
hang-
with Funicello.
hanging out with Elvis and like
Yeah,
telling
that's
Elvis
a
he was a
podcast.
piece of
Yeah.
shit and wasn't going to
Yeah.
go anywhere when like 1955 or he was on that tour with like Johnny Cash and Elvis and like whoever else. You know?
Yeah, but see, sometimes I don't even know what to believe.
Well, yeah,
Man,
but you
like,
know what?
Oh
He
yeah,
wasn't-
Richie Valens. Yeah, I was on that tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, Winterland Dance.
I was on the
Party.
plane and I
Yeah.
got out.
Yeah.
Walked right off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's crazy. Like he's got mad skills. Like he could surf. He could fly a plane. He's got fucking pet lions and pet tigers and shit. Like in his fucking house. Like sitting next to him. Like fucking just jumping on him and shit. And like fucking sitting on the couch like full fucking grown lions and shit.
Well, he was the first Mike
Yeah.
Tyson.
Yeah, dude, yeah, but full on living with them though. Like, and he was telling me like, oh, this is the best story. We were in London and he said, he was talking to me backstage about, yeah, my fucking face got all fucking tore up because my lion was just licking the shit out of my face. And it's like their tongues, they're really rough and they're meant for like pulling shit apart, and he like licks me and just fucking my face starts bleeding and shit all the time, and he was like, then he gets into this, starts talking about this thing about how he doesn't eat meat, right? I haven't eaten meat in 38 years, and just saying how we're not meant as humans to consume meat, and that's why animals are, and that's why their mouths are like that, and they have tongues like that fucking, and fangs like that and stuff like that. And so I was just like, whatever, who fucking cares? He was just going on and on about it, right? Like I said, so I finally broke away, and then I came back, and I said, hey, Dick, we're doing a dinner order. Here's a menu. What do you want? He's like, turkey sandwich. I was like, just totally. Did we just? What were you just saying, dude?
He doesn't know what meat is.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway, good times in the Dick Dale world,
Yeah. Wow.
We can do an addendum to this podcast. You guys want
I'm
to talk
glad
about
I brought
that?
you up.
Extras.
Yeah.
Well, let's. We had the conversation of what not to talk about, so let's revisit it with a fresh view. What's going on with the new album? You guys are making some new music.
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you wonder, how do I say how we're making new music?
Yeah, it's kind of like.
What's going to get people excited about new Night Demon music? What's in your mind when you're coming up with new stuff?
Don't repeat yourself.
Yeah.
Or what's another one that's in my mind a lot? This riff feels familiar. Oh yeah, that's right, because I didn't write it. Yeah, that's that song. Yeah.
Christ,
That, we get that a lot. We get that a lot.
It's hard to do, man.
Yeah, it's
Like,
hard to do these days.
But
But
without straying too far from what we do,
Mhm.
like all of a sudden go and reload style. We're not going to do that. But
Yeah.
it's funny that a lot of people think that like when they write, they don't listen to other music.
Mhm.
And I kind of feel like I need to listen to more music.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
I'd rather listen to the weirder shit or like not.
Well, it's like
stuff.
Yeah,
Mike,
right.
I
Yeah,
heard
I
a
mean,
thing
we don't
where
listen to
Michael
just
Schenker
metal.
doesn't listen. He hasn't listened to
Oh,
anything
dude.
in 30
He's
years,
another one,
and I don't
Yeah.
believe that
Yeah.
because
No.
it'd be cool if he fucking didn't, but I don't believe it.
Dude, I fucking met him in October or November last year, the day after Halloween. We're friends with his booking agent in Germany, so we went to see him in Germany, and we're backstage, and he talked to me for like 30 minutes. It was amazing, and but the shit he said, oh my god, dude, it was just like he's like Dick Dale, but just he's not an animal.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
but no, he's not an animal. Like he's a really nice guy these days,
Yeah,
But he told me that same thing. Like, okay, I'll put it to you this way: after sound check, after we were talking, when they were going to open doors at the venue, they started to play some house music, and he's like, "I gotta go. He's like, "I can't hear music. I can't hear music. I can't hear
that's
music."
insane.
And he's all. Trust me. One time, I heard the Metallica, I heard the Unforgiven song. in 1992, I was in a coffee shop and it came on and I loved it and it was good. And that was the last time though I really heard anything and loved myself.
So he doesn't even know there's 8 more Unforgiven songs.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't. I was like, Michael, wait, the story continues. Wait, don't run out the door. Yeah,
There's a third one, goddammit.
The boy grew up.
Well, fuck it. At least he stuck to it, I guess. Goddamn. I didn't mean to take away from
No,
him.
he
but
did. No,
it came to my head.
But you can see the thing is he still writes good riffs. It's pretty weird. He still writes good riffs and he cranks out music all the time. But he repeats himself a bit in a way. I mean, people have their styles and their signature things and like things that they get boxed into. But I think that's what we're trying to avoid, and without straying too far out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Well, I guess one thing that you can say that we're doing that's kind of different is focusing on one song at a time, and like until it's done, and we record it, and then that's it. Next,
Not even worrying about the next one.
Instead of having like 5 or 6 songs all at once, and you're jumping around, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a minute, did I do that riff here?
Yeah, like I remember on the last record, he did the same part in a solo 2 songs in a row, and I was like, we were almost done too, and like we were mixing the album, and I was like, man, I think he played the same thing twice. He's like, no, I don't think so, and I was like, okay, let's they were different keys, but it was the same lick, and like. We listened to it, it's like, oh, weird. Yeah, because I was like, there's something familiar about it. I've listened to it.
Plus, I was
we got to go in and fix that.
Yeah. I was writing all the solos while we were recording on that one weekend. So,
so that's
8 different solos. So,
absolutely.
Like, oh, fuck, I forgot that I even did that.
Yeah.
And the song was like, oh, that's cool. It works.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool.
It's like, but I knew it was familiar, but it was one of those things sometimes it's like, yeah, I might have done something like that before, but not totally. It was like, you could have just changed the key and put it back and it was fine.
Yeah, just change it around. There's only so much you can do with 12 notes.
Yeah.
But it's, I think it's cool that, the fans that are listening to this, they're going to know that when they pick up the next album, that the song that they're listening to, when it was being created, you guys, that song was inhabiting your world.
Yeah, we exhausted every fucking idea.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
You didn't have a melody side piece off to the side,
Right.
You were into that one song, so that way when they're listening to it, they know that this is what you got. Everything that you guys are is in this song.
Well, it's also like when you hear like a new band comes out with a record and you hear their first single and you're like, I hope that's not the best song on the album.
Mm-hmm.
And then you listen to it and you're like, wow, it's the best one.
Yeah.
Because the other shit is just filler or like 2 good songs out of 10.
Yeah.
it's like
it's hard when you're doing all that at the same time, like I mean, you guys know in the last record we had like 10. The music was done, and I hadn't had lyrics for 10 songs, so I'm like looking at this mountain of work, and I was like, oh man, can I say that word?
Yeah, say what I
did. You should just do a buzzword song sometime. Just go night, blood, death, blackness. All the metal tropes. Tropes. The metal trope song.
Tropes.
Tropes.
So, that's kind of like the plan for the rest of the year is to do that and have, 10 songs or something by
quality
next year,
quantity.
So release early next year, hopefully,
Nice. Just update soon.
Because we have it, basically, we gotta have, I think we should be ready to go by the end of the year because we have a tour with Sacred Reich in Europe.
Okay.
In November to like December, basically closing out the year.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the only long thing we're doing for this year. Doing a bunch of fly dates, weekends here and there.
Well, speaking of Europe, not the band, the place. You guys recently this year were able to collaborate with Yuli.
Yes, that was what kind of to wrap it up, bring it back around.
Yeah.
Talk about that. That was insane.
We asked him. He said no. So we asked him again about a month later, and he said no again. And then so we asked him like 1 week before the show, and he was like, maybe. And then I was like Evil Ed on Friday night when Peter gets fired from his job. I was like, we'll give you $1,000. He's like, oh, we'll fly out. all right.
He's like, you like money too?
No, but really, no. We asked him a couple times, and he was kind of reluctant to it, but we knew his agent pretty well. Same guy who reps Michael, and and so we just kept pushing the issue, man. You know, and then it was pretty cool. Like I did a pretty big favor for that guy, and just inadvertently, you know, and he was super grateful. And he says, like in just my best German accent, well, I guess I owe you an Uli. And I said, that's right, son. So a week before, he's like, I'll make it happen. So I said, okay. So then Uli came, and he was like, oh, you guys are American. And we're like, yeah. And he's like, oh, thank God. I thought you were fucking...
First he thought we were a German band.
Yeah.
And then he was happy about that. Then he thought we were an English band. And then it turned out we were American from California.
Yeah.
He's
like,
yeah, but you gotta say, the thing is, like, it was like, yeah, he's coming, but we don't know what time. We don't know when he's going to show up. Yeah. We knew the songs.
He didn't want to rehearse. Like, we said, hey, we'll set up a rehearsal place.
Or
we'll
sound check, you know.
Yeah, sound check. Yeah, no.
So at the show, we found out, like, okay, he's going to come an hour before you guys play. He's here. Yeah. He's in town. Yeah. He'll show up an hour before so you guys can...
Maybe you thought you guys could make the Scorpions, like, big in America.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking, right, we're going to play fucking...
God damn it, JP.
In trance, there's harmony parts. Who's playing what part, you know? I'm like, fuck, I learned both just in case. Like, what are you doing, you know, on stage? Like, fuck, all right, I don't know. But he came backstage, and that was the best part of the whole night. Just sitting back with him, watching him fiddle with his fucking guitar with all these cables.
Well, he seems like such a groovy dude.
Dude, he's so groovy, dude. He's got like tassels on his shoes.
He wears Uggs with dream catchers on.
I didn't do that. No, he's awesome. He's awesome.
I mean, I've heard interviews. He sounds like a nice guy.
Dude, he's great.
Yeah. Okay.
He's super nice.
Yeah.
No, we hit it off, and like it was funny because we were getting ready to go on stage, and we sound checked his guitar, you know, from the side of the stage, so no one could see him or whatever. And then, you know, he hung out there for a little bit while we started, and I was like, fuck, he's watching us shit.
It was like he was like the only guy watching us from the side stage.
Yeah. So when he came up, you know, it was killer, and everybody loved it, of course.
He had a good time, man. And then, so he comes to Ventura a month later on tour, plays at Ventura Theater, and we're like on the list, and we're hanging out on his bus and shit. And like after the show, he came out and this. Like, yeah, we just went and knocked, like, we saw the show, and then we knocked on the bus door after, and he was in this, like, kimono. Like, it was awesome. And we asked if he wanted any green socks, which is his code for weed.
Yes.
And he was cool.
Not that you need a code.
Yeah. And then,
back in the day.
This is the weird thing, though. We were talking for, like, you know, a good 30 minutes or whatever, and he, like, the road manager came in the bus and he's like, Uli, like, dude, we gotta do this paid meet and greets with these fans. Like, the show's over, like, we gotta do this, man. Cause, like, people are starting to crowd around the bus and they're probably gonna think they're gonna meet you for free. And, like, we got a line of people that paid for the meet and greet, you know? And he's like, just bring them on the bus, you know?
Wow.
And we're like, all right, dude, we're gonna head out. We're gonna let you do your thing, you know? And he's like, no, stay. And we stayed for a couple minutes, and like then people started to come up on the bus, and I was like, nah, let's get out of here. You know, it's like, no, it's cool. You guys can hang out. You know,
it was like, please hang out with me.
You guys protect me. Yeah. But no, he was super cool. Like way cooler than like we ever would have imagined. Like he's totally like a bro now. You know, it's really cool.
He totally remembered us. Because I popped in like before you got there. He took a little break, but then he was going to do his acoustic thing, you know. Mm-hmm. And so I went backstage, like, we're going to see if he's around. It was funny because he was like arguing with his roadie about because he got on the wrong chair and it's too low for him. He's like, of all these things, we can't get right. It's the fucking height of the chair. Like, yeah, that's why he's like, oh, I remember you, Demon guy, yeah. Like, yes, I remember.
It's like, yeah, dude, we played together.
Yeah.
Now, that's what I was wondering. That's why, because you can watch this video on Night Demon's website, and of them playing with Uli in trance. And I know you guys didn't have time to really think about it when it was happening, but what were you thinking before it happens? Like, oh my god, this is going to happen.
We did it on the encore of our set.
Yeah.
So it was perfect.
Gotcha.
We came out. I was just excited because nobody knew he was even in the building,
Okay.
or even in the country. You know,
This is what in Hamburg.
yeah. There's 1,500 people there, and so like they're like big metal fans.
But I think like when he kind of glided on stage, it looked like Uli's ghost. Everybody was like, "Is that Uli's ghost?"
What the fuck?
You know, and then they're like, "Holy shit, it really is him!" And just like the
Especially 'cause
energy.
We're only 3 guys, and we're always only 3 guys. So
Yeah.
like when somebody else comes out, it's really noticeable. You know?
Yeah.
It's like what?
And you could feel the energy in the place just kind of increase.
Yeah.
You know, it was way cool moment, which kind of wrapped it all together and made it, you know, because you know we play in Germany all the time, and it's one of our, you know, it's our second headlining slot, and it's, you know, a sold out fest, and you know, it's like what can we do to like, you know, because we don't have a new record out, and we're playing the same material these people have heard before. How do you raise the bar?
Yeah,
pretty
exactly. That's
like
the best way to put it.
Pretty cool way to
And
sell
that's
it.
exactly what was going through our head. You know, like you know, let's add some value to this performance. You know, what can we do? You know,
Winds of change.
Yeah,
Yeah, he would have broken his guitar over his knee.
Yeah.
That's
it. Fuck yeah. Well, that's almost
You
showtime.
fucking pricks.
That's all you guys are about to play Kane's Ballroom. Is there
Hell
anything you want to leave the listeners with about, you know, what's Night Demon about?
Oh my god, dude!
Jake, who are you people?
JP's coming hard with the question.
I always come hard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well,
see, that's where that would have come in handy.
jeez,
Hey,
man.
we'll tell you what Night Demon's about on our next podcast.
I like it.
Oh, hell
Seriously,
yeah.
no, really.
The Dick
we will.
Dale edition.
Yeah.
Addendum.
Yeah.
We're about to fuck shit up is what we're
about.
about to do. That's we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah, we
Hey,
appreciate
man.
it.
I have to go get a
See you guys.
massage.
You guys have a good show.
There you go. Jarvis, Armand, Dusty. A huge thank you to all 3 of them for taking the time out to do this, and a huge thank you to Jason's cousin Justin, our good friend JP from Egotastic Fun Time, from Talking the Orville, from all the stuff he's got going on, the fucking empire that Justin has built upon YouTube and Twitch. So look that shit up.
He's building some shit for sure.
Like seriously, we keep saying that. Look up Egotastic Fun Time. Look up Talking the Orville. Look up all his stuff. This guy's a comedic genius.
Orville needs him
Yeah.
to become a member of that cast.
That's right. He will be on the show by season 4. I
You know,
believe.
he was on some shit.
On some shit like drugs, or what are you talking about?
Fuck you. He was on some fucking acting shit. He
Oh
did-
yeah, he used
He
that
did a
was his
fucking
deal.
Nintendo commercial. He did a fucking Doritos commercial.
No, Sonic the Hedgehog. That's Sega.
No, wasn't. I swear to God, it was Nintendo.
I'm pretty sure it's Sonic, which was Sega.
He
but-
did a fucking Bo Bice video. Okay.
He was in that movie with Gary Busey. It was like a short film.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Hey. the things you
Anyways,
learn. Yeah, look up JP. Look up fucking Egotastic Fun Time. We love it. I assume you're listening to this. You love Night Demon. If not, this is your first exposure. These guys have a few albums out now that you need to check out. Like we talked about earlier, they are fucking amazing traditional metal. If you love your old school Iron Maidens, your
Black Sabbath,
Yeah.
Judas Priest, listen to it. It's all combined into one. You have to listen to this band. If you're an old fart or a young guy, young buck, just want to listen to some great music, listen to these guys.
That's right. And you think of all those classic 80s metal bands and they have the mascot with them. Night Demon does as well.
they got Rocky.
Yeah. You know, Anthrax, Megadeth, Dio, Iron Maiden. They all had the mascot, Megadeth. Night Demon's filling that void that's left in today's metal.
Exactly.
Does Lamb of God have
The
a mascot? Fuck no, they don't. Fuck Lamb of God. Does Amon Amarth have a mascot?
fuck.
Fuck no.
I love
no.
Lamb of God. Why are you doing this?
I love
Trent?
both those bands, but I'm just trying to lift
Okay.
Night Demon above them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they need a
Has
specific
Jarvis been in
mascot.
jail in fucking Yugoslavia or where the fuck?
The Czech.
Czech Republic? No.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
my
you
God.
need another drink or not.
I'm
don't
just
know.
saying.
You need to switch to my non-alcoholic PBRs.
Yeah. Yeah. A little too much whiskey. Sorry. My toaster just flew off too. Anyway.
Say bye, Trent.
Okay. So is there anything else we need to talk about before we start wrapping this up?
I don't think so. I think we're good.
No? One thing we need to talk about is that we've talked about for months how we're going to have Jason here on to do an Iron Maiden every album in a row.
I know.
And we've never fucking done that
We've
yet.
never done it. We're going to do it soon, though.
Here in the next couple months, I would assume.
Do it right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
God.
just like hit stop and start recording.
God, we'll be here till Sunday.
I'm like, I haven't listened to Final Frontier in years. I don't know how to fucking talk about it, you know?
Hey, I'll listen to that not too long ago.
Okay. Right. But yeah, so if this is your first time listening, we appreciate it. If not, if you've been listening, we appreciate that, obviously. We've got a ton of back episodes you need to check out. Go to soundcloud.com/Thunder-Underground. You can find everything on our website at TheThunderUnderground.com. We're on iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, TuneIn, Amazon, all that great stuff. So pull it up, look us up. We've had on, hey, we're talking about Night Demon. What kind of like metal bands have we had on this podcast, Jason?
God. Now you asked me and put me on the fucking spot.
Seven Dust, Corrosion and Conformity, Insight,
Yeah.
Battlecross.
Anvil,
Yeah, of course, Anvil.
because they were opening. Avatar.
Yeah, Motley Crue,
Jesus Christ.
Slayer, Mr. Big,
This podcast
Molly Hatchet.
is now sponsored
Extreme?
by alcohol.
This podcast is sponsored by Elijah Gray.
This podcast is sponsored by We Need to Be the Fuck Over right now.
Okay, that's right. We've also had on members of Warrant. You know, I'm going to do this spiel for Dusty Squires. We've had on members of Warrant, Bullet Boys, Lillian Axe, Firehouse, Trickster, Tesla, Dokken, Europe, Taiketo,
Death Angel.
and Death Angel. Even though they're not.
Even though it's
Yeah. Sons of Texas. I know we're all three big fans of that band. They're coming
Need the new album.
They're coming to Oklahoma City here next month.
Fuck yeah.
Speaking of shows coming up, we need to throw a shout out
A showdown.
to Grind. Their CD release party is August 10th at the Shrine. It features Grind CD release, but it also features our good friends in Scattered Hamlet, which is an amazing live band you all need to see. That show also features Crashing Cranes and Driver. Am I right?
And Stellar Ascent.
And Stellar Ascent. So that's a night to behold.
That's
People.
a podcastful night.
Yeah, I have a feeling that like we should have Adam Jode, Del Diver, Mike DiPetrillo, all three like on the same episode.
Okay,
That'd be fucking crazy shit right there.
Here you go. Here's what I'm going to propose right now.
Okay,
right now.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so that show, whatever day that is,
August 10th.
August 10th.
We know what day
Is that a Friday or Saturday?
I don't know.
Who
about
gives
that.
a fuck? Here's what's going to happen.
It's a Tuesday, dude.
We're going to get everybody here. We're going to get those dudes a round table discussion that afternoon before the show.
Okay.
Maybe out in the patio.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. Maybe if they can't go that far, do it in my place. You know? Something. See how I
Yeah.
shot that in there?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, we need to do like a round table fucking thing.
Okay, we do the roundtable discussion, and after it's completed, we have Del Diver versus Adam Jode in a wrestling match in the parking lot of the Shrine.
I'm down. That will happen. They will love it. They'll do it. They'll do it.
Both of them would do it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I take the winner.
Yeah. and
Oh,
then-
shit. Okay. Let's go. We need to do
You
that.
just walk up and punch them out.
Yeah, that's how this needs to go. I hope everybody's listening. You think we're fucking around, it's going to happen.
Right. All right, so we're ready to go from here. Oh, yeah. 102.7 WSNR.com every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. No, 7 p.m. Central. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. We've also got a thing called Instagram, a thing called Twitter, and a thing called Facebook you need to follow. Look us up on all that. TheThunderUnderground.com. You can find everything there pretty easily. Another huge thank you to DB Concerts, MedFarm, and of course our good friends in Night Demon. A huge thank you to JP for stepping in and making this interview happen with Jason. And of course a huge thank you to Jessica Carroll. And we finally got you on here.
Yes.
Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you too. All right, until next time.
Trench drunk.
Thunder Underground, y'all.